Yeah, okay. Hello everyone. So day before yesterday, I have put one community post on my YouTube channel where I have posted one question. First, let us read that question and let's look at the poll rates. I mean, like how many percentage of people have opted for various options. So first, let's before doing that, first let's read the question. Okay, during an audit. During an audit of a financial application, it was determined that many terminated users' accounts were not disabled. Now, here the important things again, I'm highlighting here. So, number one hint in this question, see, every question will give you at least one or two hints, at least one hint it will give you, right? So, it is up to you. Are you able to identify the hidden hints? Are you able to read the question? Do you have that reading skill? Do you have the interpretation skill? Okay, so this is what you have to develop, right, if you want to clear the CISA exam. Okay, so here there are few words. Okay, let me do one thing. We will come to, we will focus on those words afterwards. Let me read the entire question and then we will do the analysis. Okay, so during an audit of a financial application, it was determined that many terminated users accounts were not disabled. Which of the following should be the IS auditor's next step? Option number A, conclude that IT general controls are ineffective, perform a review of terminated users account activity. Option number C, communicate risk to the application owner. Option number D, perform substantive testing of terminated users access rights. Okay, so based on the poll, okay, almost so 47%, you can say almost 50%, like half of the people who have voted, they have voted for option number B. Okay, but here the answer is not option number B. Okay, the answer is something else. Okay, before discussing the answer, let us first analyze this particular question. Okay, now I want everyone to read this question once again. During an audit of a financial application, it was determined that many, the first important word here is many. It means it's not a single case. It is not a single case. Okay, many. Okay, first thing is many. Second thing, okay, many terminated users' accounts were not disabled. Okay, which of the following should be the IS auditor's next step? Okay, see, normally we have seen, like in domain number 1, I have given you the general step by step, like how to approach these kind of questions. I have given that in domain number 1. Okay, but I have also told you in the domain number 1 itself that there will be some exceptions to it. Okay, I mean, you cannot blindly always follow the steps. Okay, there will be few questions wherein it could be exceptional cases. Okay, so there we have to be very careful. Okay, so this was the exceptional question. Okay, you have to understand that. First of all, see, there are two things. Let's say, for example, let me take a simple example. Okay, I'm doing a simple example. Let's say there is a virus in your laptop or in your PC. Okay, now does it mean that you are going to suffer a loss? Just because you are having a virus in your laptop, does it imply that you are going to suffer a loss? Okay, it could be. Okay, I mean, there is a chance, right? But is it something that, okay, you will have to suffer a loss? Is it confirmed? No, right? Okay, you have to understand this thing. See, but having a virus, is it a vulnerability? Okay, is it a critical vulnerability? Yes, it is a critical vulnerability. Okay, and also it depends upon, like, what kind of data you're having in that particular laptop, okay, in that particular PC. Okay, so let's say if it's a personal laptop, you don't have any information, okay, nothing will happen to you. Okay, but let's say you are having sensitive information, okay, maybe like, you have stored some, some of your maybe like credit card passwords, or debit card password, your email password, something like that. Okay, you have stored some sensitive information. Maybe you are having your income tax details, you are having your personal details, okay, you are having some confidential details, okay, in that particular laptop. Then the risk, is increases, right? I mean, like, there's a high chances of risk that you might suffer a, like, a loss. I won't say loss, but you will have an impact, right? So you have to understand that, okay, just because you are having a virus, okay, it need not be like you will have suffer loss, but you have to understand that there is a critical vulnerability. Similarly here also, see, you have to understand that the users have left the organization, okay, terminated users, okay, the users have left the organization, but their accounts were not disabled. We are not talking about what such users can do with their access. Okay, here we are not talking about what kind of unlawful access, which, I mean, what kind of things which they can do. We are not talking about that. This itself is a violation of a policy, right? You have to understand like this. See, first of all, it's not a single case. Many users, okay, who have left the organization, their accounts were not disabled. So this itself indicates a very critical risk. Okay, it itself indicates a violation of your security policy. Okay, see, what these users can do, that is a different story. Okay, we are not concerned about that right now. Okay, this itself, does it denote a control weakness? The fact being that the users accounts were not disabled who have left the organization, does it denote a control weakness? Yes. Okay, so what these users will do, that's a different story. Okay, what they can do, that's a different story, but this itself is a risk, right? Okay, and we have seen questions in domain 1 where we have told that, let's say there is a virus in your like, office, maybe laptop or something. So the first step, we have seen one question, where the answer was, you will remove that laptop, or that PC from the entire network. Okay, you will try it. So that was with regards to damage control. You have to understand that the first step would be that you have to control the damage. So as an auditor, you will ask the auditee, you will see, you will report this fact that that there is a virus, okay, there is malware, okay, and the second step is that, okay, these people, the auditee, they are supposed to do this, right? Auditor cannot remove the PC or the laptop from the network. It's a duty of the management, right? Okay, but you have to understand that the audit is working on the principle of damage control. Okay, you have to control the damage now. Okay, what can happen, we are not concerned about that. Okay, virus is that itself indicates a risk, right? Similarly here, your accounts are not disabled, that itself indicates a risk. What the users can do, that's a different story. Okay, but the fact being that the users accounts were not disabled, that itself is a critical vulnerability. Right? Now, next thing is, you have to understand something known as attrition rate, or you can also say churn rate, or employee turnover rate. Okay, every company, every industry, they have this attrition, employee turnover, churn rate, which means that the number of people leaving the organization. Okay, let's say, for example, we consider a company is having 10,000 employees. Okay, and their maybe attrition rate is 10%. Okay, you have to understand that, let's say, now I'm taking a simple figure. Okay, I don't know whether it makes sense or not. Okay, but let me take this example. Okay, so 1,000 people have left the organization. Now, do you really think the auditor is having that much time that he will first sit and perform a review of the user's account activity? Or the first step would be to control the damage. The first step is to communicate the risk. to the application owner. The first step should always be to communicate the risk. See, this activity, option number B, can be done afterwards. What damage they have done, what damage these users have done to us. Okay, so that analysis can be done afterwards. But the first thing should be always to control the damage, the immediate damage. Right? So as an auditor, first step is that you have to communicate this risk. Okay, this can be done afterwards. I'm not saying option number B is wrong, but option number B can be done afterwards. I hope you understand this thing. Option number B can be done afterwards. It is not urgent right now. Okay, this can be done afterwards. Okay, see, this is how you have to analyze things. Okay, now as I've told you, first hint was many. Okay, first hint was the word many. Second hint was, the accounts, many users accounts were not disabled who have left the organization. So this indicates that it's a critical risk. Maybe definitely it has to be a violation of the policy, right? Okay, the first step will always be to communicate the risk, and then option number B will come. Okay, the auditor cannot sit and first review whether any employee has done any damage to us, their activities. Let's say 1,000 people have left the organization. Like, the auditor cannot sit and will review the user's activities. In fact, their focus will be immediately to control the damage, right? So that is why option number C is the correct answer here. Communicate the risk to the application owner. Okay. In domain number 1, the steps would be slightly different. When I've told you, you have to gather the evidence before directly reporting or directly communicating the risk. But at times there are some exceptional cases. So this is a part of the exception here. Okay, because the question was very sensitive. Okay, you have to understand this. Yeah, I hope you have got the answer. So I was quite surprised when I looked at the percentage of the poll saying 47% opted for option number B. Okay, but yeah, 33%. The next second rank people have given is to the option number C, communicate risk. Almost 33% of the people have, almost 1/3 of the people have opted for this thing. Okay, but anyways, yeah, so the answer for this question is option number C.